This woman, I remind this is the Shakespeare quote, I think it's from Richard III, but I'm not exactly sure. One can smile and smile and smile and still be a villain. And you know, she's a lovely looking old grandmotherly type of creature, but that doesn't mean that everything that she did wasn't pathological beyond belief. And it was her what would you call them, second-rate pseudo-intellectual opinionated meanderings that produced the concept of white privilege. And what she did was make a list of all the ways that she felt that she was particularly privileged in society. That was her bloody methodology. And that's the sort of methodology that these pseudo-disciplines that have invaded the universities get away with, because the rest of the faculty are too damn timid to stand up and say, the emperor has no clothes. You better stand up and say something about it pretty soon, because you can bloody well be sure that they're coming for the physicians and the evolutionary biologists and psychologists next. And they're not weak, and they're well organized, and so it's a very terrible thing. So anyways, these papers rely on personal examples, because we know how methodologically rigorous that is, of unearned advantage as but that whole methodology thing, that rigorous methodology, that's just another manifestation of the Eurocentric patriarchy. So you don't have to be concerned about your damn methodology when you have your personal experience to rely on. And so here's the privileges. I can, if I wish to, arrange to be in the company of people of my race most of the time. If I should need to move, I can be pretty sure of renting or purchasing housing in an area which I can afford and which I would want to live. I can be pretty sure that my neighbors in such a location will be neutral or pleasant to me, unless they know that I'm the author of the fundamental paper on white privilege. I can go shopping alone most of the time, pretty well assured that I will not be followed or harassed. It's like, well, the first thing is a lot of those so-called privileges are just the consequence of living in a reasonably civilized society and apply to pretty much everyone. And the second thing is that there's no reason to associate this with race. That's another one of these absolutely pathological sleights of hand. How about we call it majority privilege? You think that's not the case for the majority members of every society that's ever functioned, that's actually been functional? Obviously there's a majority advantage. If there wasn't a bloody majority advantage, people wouldn't make societies. The whole point of making a society is so that the people within the society have the advantages. So now you might say, well, when people are being integrated into the society, they should be given those advantages or provided with those advantages when they join the club, so to speak, as rapidly as possible. And obviously that's the case. But to attribute this level of civility and safety to some hypothetical construct like white privilege is, well, it's exactly what you'd expect from people whose response to the idea of methodology is that that's just a social construct like everything else is.